Happy Black History Month, Montgomery County. The national theme for 2026 is the Century of Black History Commemorations, celebrating the 100th anniversary of the official establishment of Black History Month and its impacts. Because Black history is American history. It's clear that throughout Montgomery County's history, a long list of Black Americans have made significant strides, trailblazing and laying the foundation for future generations to come. Of course, that list includes the Honorable Isiah Ike Leggett.
My early life was such a struggle. I grew up one of 13 kids in abject poverty in Louisiana. But it's a sense of how I could help others, because there are an awful lot of kids out there who are like Ike Leggett or others, who if they get that certain break or opportunity, they can be successful.
Leggett became the first African American elected to the Montgomery County Council. Leggett was also elected as county executive in 2006, the first African American to hold that office, among many other notable accomplishments.
I was really concerned about the county's finances, even when I was a council member. And so when we look at the parameters that guide us in terms of our spending affordability rules and so forth, you'll see that I had a great role in that. You look at the Inspector General. That was my bill to provide the Inspector General in Montgomery County to get greater accountability for that. If you look at the smoking ban that we had, at that time, Montgomery County was one of the first jurisdictions in the entire country to outlaw smoking in bars and restaurants and public places. But the most significant one, I think, was accountability and financial management of the county. And that was a dominant factor, I think, in most of my life in public service.
From humble beginnings to a lifetime of service and commitment to his family, country, and community, leaving a long-lasting legacy.
But the thing that I liked most about my service was helping people who really needed help. If there was a concern, I was going to listen to it.
All rise.
Continuing that legacy is Judge Karla Smith, the first African-American woman on the Montgomery County District Court.
One of the reasons I put in to become a judge was because if you looked at our bench, we really didn't have a lot of Black folks who were judges on the bench. On the third floor of the circuit court, we have a wall of photos of all the prior judges. And every Friday I would walk past that wall. I started looking at the wall saying, that wall does not represent our county. And I thought, well, I'm qualified. I have lots of trial experience, went to a top law school, I've done a lot of things in my career I'm gonna put in. And so that's kind of how it started.
But her accomplishments don't stop there. Smith was recently named the new administrative judge for the Circuit Court of Montgomery County.
I can recall one of my first dockets in the district court. All rise, walking into the courtroom and seeing Black people who were sitting in the courtroom and their faces light up. It's so important for people to see people who look like them. That helps shape how people feel about our justice system. It's very exciting. It is daunting, but I think I'm up for the job.
To support the goal of bringing the county together to promote a better understanding of our history, there's the Commission on Remembrance and Reconciliation.
The commission was founded in 2019 by a proclamation from Councilmembers Reamer, Rice, and Jawando, and inspired by the work that Brian Stevenson has been doing in Montgomery, Alabama. He's been inspiring community actions all over the country to really recapture a period of American history, this Reconstruction era, where unfortunately racial terror lynchings occurred across the country, including right here in Montgomery County.
The Commission on Reconciliation and Remembrance is important for at least two reasons. One, that we remember what happened here, that we remember John Diggs-Dorsey, Sidney Randolph, and George Peck. Two of them were dragged out of this building and lynched nearby while mobs cheered and watched. And it was state-supported terror.
The commission has already established 3 markers.
We engaged in acts of commemoration where we collected soil samples in the areas across the county where those 3 men were lynched. We also have established and erected markers, 2 here in Rockville and 1 in Poolesville for the 3 men that saw this terrible fate. We believe that this winding path towards reconciliation is long, but it has to begin with the ideas of truth. And so we're engaged in acts of community building so people can understand how these events took place, that they took place, and again, begin this process of reconciliation.
And there's other historical sites throughout Montgomery County, including markers highlighting trailblazing fair housing efforts for Black residents thanks to Montgomery planning.
This is part of our history, and it's important that we commemorate it and learn from it and remember it.
Happy Black History Month, Montgomery County. May this be a reminder of why it's so important to honor and celebrate its true meaning.
Black history is part of American history.
And as we say, Black history is American history.
The African American story is quintessentially the American story.
Black excellence is not just the exception, but it is the expectation.
Black history is American history because many of the systems that you see, our ancestors built them.
Everyone who's American should know Black history. If you don't know Black history, you don't know American history.